Before we begin today's show, today we want to give a big shout out to
Buzz TV. Buzz TV brings you their own spin on Android devices like the NVIDIA Shield and the Amazon Fire Sticks, taking software to the next level with their own app helping you stream anything, anywhere. Buzz TV listens to you, the customers, and consistently brings you the latest and greatest when it comes to hardware, software, customer service, and experience right out of the box.
And to find their products, guys, make sure you guys do go to buzztvglobal.com.
Don't forget to click the link in the description below to get yourself the latest Android device right from Buzz TV. With all that being said, let's start the show.
What do you call a man with no shins? Tony. Right, so today we're going to be talking to Rohas and nxtlvltech on Beyond the Streams. Right, so that being said, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and let's crack on.
Awesome.
That was wicked.
Yeah. Awesome. I was trying not to laugh on that joke. I was like, oh, dude. That's great.
That one. It's awesome, that one.
So good. So anybody out there that's listening, welcome to the Beyond the Streams podcast show. We have freetech, another YouTuber, has a lot of great information. I don't know about you, Next Level, but I've been very excited about doing this one.
Well, this had to happen. We didn't have a choice in it. Everyone was like, when are you interviewing freetech? When are you interviewing freetech? And we're like, what if he doesn't like us? I don't know. Apparently we didn't have a choice.
I'd tell you if I didn't like you. That's just a given.
I promise we will not review the super box.
Oh God.
No, we don't like the super box, do we?
No, we don't. But for the listeners out there, if you can give a freetech, if you could let them know who you are, what you do, where you're from, so like a little introduction, so that way they can have a good feel of who you are.
Yeah, I'm no good with that kind of stuff. You've got to give me an example. You've got to give me something to go off.
So my name is Rohas. I have a Rohas Reviews channel. I'm from the States, and that's that.
Yeah?
Yeah, something
My
simple.
name is freetech. I've got a freetech YouTube channel, and I'm from England. What do you want me to...
Okay, all right. Hold on. Let's bring it back. So what led you to YouTube then?
YouTube Showbox.
How did you get here?
Showbox.
Showbox?
Yeah, it was just one day. I was doing fire sticks for people. And then I thought I'd do one video on YouTube just so I could show it friends so they could install Showbox. Mm-hmm. And then I noticed I think it was 500 subscribers off one video. So I left it, I'd say 6 months. And then I thought, well, I'll make another video. And then I just started making them regular. And then I think you get a bit of satisfaction off, when you've helped somebody, when you get to see comments that you've helped them with something. And it just gives you that drive to do it more.
freetech, you and I have a very similar story. I don't know if you know this or not, but my first video that I dropped was on Showbox.
Yeah.
And that video got 300,000 views.
Yeah, it was crazy. Showbox, wasn't it?
I had no choice but to become a YouTuber at that point. So I started recording more videos and dropping more videos. And every video I dropped on Showbox got over 200,000 views.
Yeah, but did you ever... when you were trying to edit your videos, when you're first hearing your own voice, so it makes you think, I don't want to, or if a friend sees that, you're going to be embarrassed. And so there were a long time where I didn't want to upload videos.
So here's a good question for you then, because I think when you think freetech, you see your face. Was there ever a period of time where you never showed your face?
No, because first ones I did, I was recording TV, so when TV went black, you could see my reflection, and I didn't know that until I'd uploaded. But no, the first few, obviously, you've not really got much technology when you're first getting into it. I was using an old shitty laptop, and it would take me like 2 hours to render a video, and using my phone to record the TV. And then as you build, you start to get your camera, you start to get your different editing. And then my first green screen that I built were actually out of cardboard. It were green cardboard and green, do you know, gaffer tape, duct tape.
Okay, yeah, duct tape, yeah.
I made it out of that, and then it was just a little cardboard screen behind me. And then I upgraded it to a timber frame with a green bed sheet, and then now I've got the Elgato.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You are handy with your hands, are you not?
I'm a joiner by trade, yeah, carpenter.
Carpenter, right. What was that experience like going from being a carpenter to a YouTube? Because I believe you do this full time now, right?
Yeah, awful. Awful.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I prefer it just got so much, and then there were a few issues with my other job. And obviously, you know, with climate, and when it got to winter, you get less work as a builder anyway. So I ended up leaving that for this. But sometimes, you know, when you're sat in your house and to get motivation to do something and not going out, socialising, you know, getting outside, and you'll know yourselves, you do miss it, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because now you're sitting down most of the time, right?
Hey?
Now you're sitting down most of the time. You're not really working with your hands.
Yeah,
anymore.
it's awful. You got one of those desks, didn't you? Them that raise up and down.
I have one of those, yeah.
Have you got one?
I do.
I think they might come in handy when because sat down a long time, it's not very nice, is it?
Yeah, it is kind of nice to stand up and work, but I have so many cables running right now that I'm scared to lift it up.
Yeah, everything will just pull off.
I mean, it does have holes to run them through, but just with how often I'm switching things in and out or unplugging and plugging things, I have things on my desk that are actually plugged in. So I'm a little cautious about actually raising it up. I do plan on getting a better chair because I do believe in the job that we have. You need to really take care of your backside.
Yeah, definitely. I was using a cheap chair from IKEA, and then I got this chair from Secret Labs, and it's totally different now. I don't get back pain, neck pain, anything like that.
Oh, man.
I wouldn't pay. It's split, though. It's all split and things, so I don't know if I'd pay the price that they asked for.
Now, how did you come up with the name freetech?
It's like anything. Do you know when you're setting up an email or you're setting up an account on social media, you're just going through different names and trying to think of one, aren't you? And then, I don't know. I just thought it's kind of like in the tech industry, and it's free streaming, so I just went for freetech. And then Let's Crack On became like a slogan for it, so there's some Let's Crack On groups as well now. Strange.
Was Let's Crack On something you've always said?
Before YouTube? Or do you mean when Let's Crack On's a regular term you use around here, yeah.
So that's more of like a local term. It's not necessarily a free tech term.
No, it's not a free. It's like a local slang kind of thing. Well, I suppose they use it all around the country, but everybody seems to say similar things when you're starting a video. Do you know when you're looking on YouTube and it's like, let's get on with it. Let's get started. Let's get in, you know. So I just went with let's crack on, and that was it.
Yeah. It's good. I like that intro. I like how you always have a joke. You always start with something very lighthearted. And I think, you know, I think a lot of people, when they found you and they're starting to subscribe and follow you now, they almost like expect like, okay, cool. What joke do you have?
Yeah, I get into trouble now if I don't tell a joke at the beginning, but it's hard. Do you know when you get so many hundreds of videos, it's hard to come up with jokes all the time.
But you do have a very good system going. When you go to your comment section, you see a lot of good content in regards to possible upcoming jokes, don't you?
Yes and no. There's a lot that go into spam as well. There's a lot of jokes you could tell that obviously get you demonetized or banned off YouTube.
Oh, yeah, well, for sure.
But there is a lot of jokes down there. There's some I do write down. There's a lot that I've already told. So when you tell another joke, there's always that one person who's already heard it from 2 years ago. You told that one 2 years and 5 days ago. Why are you telling it again? But
this might be a silly question, but is there going to be a video coming of freetech's top 12 jokes of the year?
hey, that could be something we do for Christmas. I want to make like a Christmas special. So that's the aim I've gone for, because I've noticed a lot of people in streaming or just reviewing in general, everyone goes for the same method, or they film the same way. And I just like to do it a bit different. And did you see the video of that mystery box? I uploaded it the other day.
I haven't watched that one yet.
It's on my list. It's on my. It's funny because Nextlevel and I were on a call earlier, and I was showing him something on my phone, and it reflected your picture, and he was just like, "Hey, that's freetech." I was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I'm gonna watch something in a second."
Let me show you this.
So for our listeners out there, what freetech is gonna do is he did a video just recently on a crazy, it's literally called Crazy Mystery Box from wish.com.
Can't find it.
You can't find it?
It's here. So
What is that?
In a red velvet bag. And obviously wish.com, there's a lot of shit on there. So I thought it was a little bracelet. Obviously it don't fit me. I couldn't give it the daughter. It's too small for her. And I found out it's actually a cock ring. Honestly. I didn't know that. You're the first people I've told. But I've actually got to make like some kind of message telling people that it is actually a cock ring and not a bracelet.
That was supposed to be an Android box?
What?
Was that supposed to be an Android box?
I don't know. There's no HDMI out on it.
Oh man, anybody listening to this in the audio platforms, you guys need to make it to the YouTube and watch the video.
Well, that's right. I think you've got to make it a bit light-hearted, haven't you? You've got to make it a bit less serious so people enjoy it more, and it's just easier to watch, isn't it?
Absolutely. That's awesome.
Yeah, I feel like a bit of a bell end after saying that with a bracelet.
freetech, can you tell me a little bit about, transitioning from recording with a camera to getting to, editing the videos on your laptop? Have you had any experiences with editing prior to really getting into making videos about Showbox or any of these applications?
I think with Fire, the first time I ever got into any sort of streaming were when Fire Sticks was first brought out. I actually bought one myself off, I don't know if it were off eBay or local. And then I was looking through YouTube and you find videos, so I did one myself. And then you start making them, and then like you said, when I made my first video, no editing experience, anything like that. And the laptop I got from my wife's granddad, so it was slow as shit. They were massive. It took, and then I was using Vegas Pro to edit.
Okay.
And the render times on that were awful. And then, well, like, yourselves, it's like learning a new trade when you're learning how to edit your audio, learning how to do everything, filming, A-roll, B-roll, everything's new to you. So one video, it takes, I think that's why a lot of people you see, they only make a couple of videos and they stop, because it takes so long. And then it used to take me a week to get 100 views. And that's just, it makes you think, well, this is not going to happen, so you don't bother, do you? Yeah. And then once it started getting more popular, I got myself a shitty camera, a DSLR, and then ended up getting a PC, still using Vegas Pro, and then I ended up with that. I don't know what it is, Sony. and a little studio sort of thing, and my mic, and now I use Premiere Pro. I've learned that now. Much better software to use. What do you all use for editing?
Premiere Pro.
Premiere Pro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An Audition for your audio. It makes everything so much better, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
Like night and day. I used to use so we have this joke. I used to use the Windows Movie Maker thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, horrible. And that was just pulling teeth. And I finally got to Filmora, and that made it so easy that I didn't want to switch to anything.
Yeah.
But if you look at my videos from like a year and a half ago, you can tell, like, okay, he's using basic, cheap software.
Yeah.
So my videos look basic and cheap. The quality looked basic and cheap. And
yeah, that's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because when you first start, the thing, it took me weeks to figure out. I just wanted a software where I could cut, so I could edit by just cutting, not adding no effects, not changing the audio. And I couldn't find anything where I could just cut it. And then you start evolving more into changing your audio to make it sound crisper and Photoshop. But when I got used to Vegas, editing inside Vegas Pro, and then you move to Premiere Pro, it's a totally new thing. And you already know how to use one software, so you don't want to learn a different one. But now I'm so glad I did.
Same. And I hated Premiere Pro for about a month. And then I said, screw this, I'm going back to Filmora. And one of my buddies, this guy is just, he knows like all the different like HTML languages, Python, Bootstraps, he knows all that stuff. And he's just like, look, you need to delete Filmora so you only have Adobe Premiere. That's it.
Yeah.
And I did that, and I started to YouTube how to make a cut, how to add audio, how to just simple little tiny things like shortcuts.
Did you have to YouTube everything that you wanted to do on it?
Almost everything. Yeah, almost everything. But now it's like next level. I pushed him into Premiere Pro also. And he's like, this thing sucks. I don't know how to do this. I'm laughing. I'm like, dude, that was me a year ago.
But once you've learned it, you're like, how don't you know? You press C to cut, and that's it. That's all you've got to do. What did you use before Premiere Pro, then, Next Level?
So prior to this, recorded through an HDMI capture card. I would transfer that file to my phone, and I would edit everything on Power Director on my phone.
You do get some good editing apps, though, don't you?
Premiere Pro is by far the best one.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I could do, and I still miss it sometimes because it made it real simple. Like if I wanted to cut, I would just tap and hit cut, and like it was so simple.
Yeah. That's something I never did. I never did it on phone.
I did that for years, and my quality wasn't that bad. I was actually pretty happy doing it that way. But now that I've upgraded my setup, so I have like a professional microphone, I have professional lights, I'm showing myself. Rohas and I didn't actually show our faces for roughly about a year into our YouTube channels. And it was all screen recordings, no matter if we were on the computer or on an Android box or a Fire Stick. We didn't show our face. And it was funny because I would have people find me on Facebook and tell me that I wasn't Next Level Tech because my voice doesn't sound too colored. I'm just saying. So they would think I was a fake. That's the truth.
Yeah. So is that the mic you're using now, the Shure SM7B?
That's what I'm on right now, yeah.
What, do you like it? Do you think it's...
I do like it, yeah, for sure. It is a very good microphone. It depends on what you're going to be using it for, though, because this microphone is designed for close proximity. You want to be talking right into it to get the full effect of it. So if I'm recording something and you're not seeing my face, you know for sure that this microphone is right up to me. It's funny because I did a couple mic tests, and I have a divider on one side of my room, and my girlfriend was sitting on the other side of it. And I said, do you want to hear what this microphone really is supposed to sound like? So she heard me record it. And then when I went to play it back, she's like, it's all a lie. And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, all these people that I listen to on podcasts and YouTube, it's all a lie. It's not their voice. It's the microphone.
I'm like, what? It doesn't sound like me? I don't sound good?
Yeah, it makes it sound awesome though. What do you use, Rohas?
This is a newer 700. So
What, do you like that one as well?
it works great. I've never had an issue with this mic. Like I did had to get a converter because since it's a real mic, I had to put this into a converter, and then the converter had to go into the computer. So this mic, I've never had an issue with it. Everybody always tells me like, dude, what mic are you using? And I'm like, it's just the newer. It's like for less than $100, you can get the mic, the stand, the clamp, all the cables plus the converter. You know, you don't have to spend that much money, and because like I'm a sound guy, and a musician, so I kind of know a lot about like what mics will be really good out the box. I didn't have to do too much work with my editing. I could just hit play, hit edit, or record, and
What, you play instruments?
Yeah.
What?
I play all brass, every single brass instrument, and every single percussion.
What's that, like trumpets and tambourines?
Trumpets, trombone, tuba, baritone.
Yeah?
Yeah, all the brass instruments, and then with drums, I could play percussion, tenors, snare, bass drum, drum set, marimba, piano, xylophones. So yeah.
What, keyboard, like piano as well as drums?
Yeah.
If you look over his shoulder at his desk right there, you can see his drumsticks.
Ah.
Yeah. I taught music for 10 years. So I used to be in the military, and when I was in school, I played music. And then when I was in the Marines, I started to teach music at the same time. So I was a music teacher for a good solid 10 years until I got burned out of it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And
Have you got any talent level, or
the only thing I play is the Fool, so
what did you do before streaming then?
before streaming, I've done a lot of different things, and everything that I did was very different. I mean, I've gone from being a director in retirement homes and living in retirement homes. I did that for a few years, to running a doggy daycare. I've also ran advertisements and marketing companies, and like everything I did was just different. I was always trying to figure out how I could take what I learned and apply it to something different. Like completely.
Do both of you do this full time now then?
Pretty much. This is pretty much what I do full time now. Yeah.
I like that Baby Yoda. What did y'all think of that Buzz TV?
We've always kind of liked Buzz TV.
So okay. Yeah. The first time I ever tried a Buzz TV was when they had I think it was like the 3000 series, and I thought it was pretty cool. Like the way they had their own app, everything goes in there, and it like I'm just like, man, these guys it works really cool and it's unique. The reason why I continued to work with them and continue to really like promote and push and talk about them is that they care about their customer. So if you, let's just say you got the box and you're going to review it and you're just like, hey guys, I'm experiencing this issue. They'll be like, hey, give me the number underneath the box. And then they'll look at it and send you an update, or they'll tell you, okay, this is what happened. They always try to help the customer out no matter what. So I've always been a fan of people who do that.
Yeah. A lot of Chinese brands like that, don't they?
Yeah.
Have any of you checked out the Dynalink yet?
Not yet.
Honestly, very, very surprising for $30.
Yeah.
Get one because it's only available in US. I don't know if have you got Walmart Next Level?
We have Walmart, but they don't really carry stuff like that.
Our Asda, which I don't know if it's still owned by Walmart. That's the same, but they don't really sell streaming devices or anything like that.
So staying on the subject of streaming devices, out of all the years, can you give us the worst streaming box that you've ever played with? The worst.
You know where this is going. You know us. For the price, it's the Superbox, 100%. That price is for somebody who doesn't want to do anything themselves and just wants a plug and play device that thinks it's going to last forever. Maybe, but when I got it, most of the UK channels didn't work. And then you found out later on that it were only guaranteed for, I think it was 12 month or 2 year, when they said it was lifetime. And the price of it. And then you had all these people promoting it. That's what pissed me off. And this is what did me with devices and paid reviews. This is why I don't really like doing paid reviews, because it kind of ties you into, oh, I've got to say something good about it, or I might not get paid. And that's why I don't want to do paid reviews, because I always want to be honest. And then seeing all these with, oh, get the Superbox, it's awesome. Get the Superbox, this. And then I did that review and got a lot of shit for it, but you got to tell how it is.
Yeah, well, freetech, freetech, was it? No, Lee freetech. I keep saying freetech. I'm thinking like Lee TV.
Yeah.
He, oh man, I know he got pretty pissed off at another YouTuber.
Oh, no, which one you mean?
Yeah.
What did me with that is there were all these positive reviews about the Superbox, and then I did a negative review of it, and then I saw him do a video saying that he must be more tech savvy.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And then I was thinking, well, I've looked everywhere and I'm really the only one that's done a negative review of it up to now, so is that aimed at me? And then I was speaking to Lee and I were on about being tech savvy, and then we just started using it as a bit of a joke, and don't forget to be tech savvy and all that shit.
We made a joke about it on his interview, that you need to be tech savvy. And I don't know if you saw, I did like a comedy type thing about getting a VPN, and I said, hey, who's more tech savvy? And I showed Curiosity, and then I showed Lee TV, and I'm like, let's turn on IP Vanish to find out who's more tech savvy. And then I would show Lee TV, like, yeah, guaranteed.
That's another one. He were doing really well with streaming apps, just showing people free streaming apps and things like that. And then just one of them that I think might have got a taste for free devices. So giving them positive reviews may get them more, obviously. And I saw a comparison between the Xiaomi Mi TV stick and the 4K Fire Stick. And then that's when I did a video on that, comparing his review and my testing. And it was totally inaccurate. Mm-hmm. And it's like, people are going to watch it thinking, oh, well, the Xiaomi Mi TV stick's better, I'm going to buy that. But you're going to be gutted because the Xiaomi Mi TV stick's awful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I haven't done the review for that device because exactly what you said, it was horrible. And
yeah,
sometimes when I do these reviews, I'm like, let me get the product. And if I hate it, I tell the company, I'm not doing a video on this. This is horrible. Or how do you say it? Dog shit. It's dog shit. So I tell them, I'm like, you got one of two options. I either send it back to you and you pay for it, or I'm just gonna give it away. Like I'm not gonna review this. And it's very rare when that does happen to me, where I get something that I just absolutely hate. Or if it's something like the Superbox where I'm just like, well, and I mentioned it in my videos, this is well overpriced for some outdated hardware and software, but their selling point is it has the free license for a long time. That's their selling point. So it's kind of hard sometimes when you do look at some of these devices and you're just like, man, what do I do? But on the flip side, I guess, freetech, what is your top, and I'm going to give you 5. What are your best 5 Android streaming devices that you've liked?
It's hard, that, isn't it? Mm-hmm. The NVIDIA Shield, it's awesome. The only thing it lacks is price. It's just out of, just for a normal streaming device in your living room, £200 or $200. It's expensive, that, isn't it? It is a beast, though. It's got to be one of the best streaming devices we've all used. But the Cube, Amazon Cube, that's a great little device. That we use that in the living room now, and the wife and kids won't let me change that over. Then you've got obviously 4K Fire Stick. That's never done me wrong. It's an awesome little device. And then the Chromecast, obviously, you've got to list that because it is a good, well, it is a good device. And that, honestly, I don't know, that Dynalink, we all thought it were going to be shit. And that's why I urge you to get one and try it.
That box is running DDR3 RAM, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's still performing pretty good.
Yeah, I've done a review on it, done all the same tests as what I'd normally do. So with the Xiaomi Mi TV sticks here, with Fire Sticks, everything. Not one issue with it.
Now, that's full Android TV? Are you able to use your 4K Netflix and Disney Plus and all that too?
Yeah. Like such as the Mi Cool, they haven't got the license for Netflix, have they? So I thought this was going to be the same. And a lot of people were saying it may have a clone certificate, using Android TV, but not official. And everything's working sound on it. It's working fine. It's on Google's certified list on website. And
how would you compare that against the Fire Stick Lite then?
Dynalink could win for me.
All right.
It honestly is. But the Fire Stick Lite, see, I use a lot of the CEC functions and things as well. Mm-hmm. And I love the voice assistants, and you're just lazy when you use them, but it makes things so much easier. But I've only tested that for a week or so, whereas the Fire Sticks I've tested for a lot longer. So maybe a month or two down the line, you may see issues with it. I don't know. But the comments I was seeing in the review as well were saying that it were working well as well. I don't know.
Only time will tell.
Try one. Let me know what you think, because if you find anything that's wrong with it, I want to know so I can do a video on it.
No, a follow-up, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, when you first started making your videos on YouTube, was there anybody that you were already following on YouTube, or any YouTubers that you kind of were already like watching their videos, or maybe some YouTubers that you would search out to kind of learn from when you first started your channel?
Not so much learn. We all did the same. We all watched videos to copy what they were making so we could make our own version of it. Because when you're new to it, you're watching other videos to try and see what's new, because you're not really in the loop, are you? You don't know what's happening. So I think it had to be Solo Man that were the big one at the time. And I used to watch a lot of his stuff, and then it turned out it was a scammer at the end, didn't it? I don't know how official that is, but that's what I saw. And then Doc Squiffy, used to watch him. TT Tech, used to watch him. Usham was around.
Yeah.
And then there were a few, really. But I can remember as well, Rohas, when you first didn't you have something called the Little Guys? Or
so my channel originally was called KODI Tutorials, and I would promote Little Guys a lot within KODI Tutorials.
Yeah.
And my channel, the reason why I changed it to Rohas Reviews was because YouTube didn't like KODI at all. Yeah. I say anything about, hey, look here, how to install KODI, the new KODI. Nothing in the add-ons, nothing in the skins or builds or nothing. This is how you find KODI officially. Strike. It's just like, for what? It's like, this is an official legal thing. Why am I getting in trouble? So I used to be KODI Tutorials, and that's how I did the whole Little Guys back then. It's the Little Guys is still around. It's just I'm just not pushing it on YouTube like how I used to.
Is that still a KODI build, or is that an IPTV service, or?
So a little both. I had the build that I had, the big build that I had that was super popular was called the Simple build.
Yeah, that would it.
The Simple build, yeah. So that one is still around. You know how, I don't know, I think you have it. I'm looking at your channel now. Yeah, so you know how you have the join button? They could join that,
Yeah.
that membership. So what I did was, as soon as we went into KODI 18, I'm like, there's so many APKs out there, and
Yeah.
YouTube hates KODI. I'm just gonna stop. So I had a lot of people actually ask me, like, hey, can you make the simple build again? And I'm like, really? So what I did, and it was a member of the YouTube channel. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna do an exclusive simple 18 build just for either friends or family, maybe other YouTubers and the members, if any of the members want it. So I brought it back, just not in the
not publicly. Like
Mhm.
I can remember when you changed to ROAS, you started growing really fast because I've got a decent memory with all this. I was on 16,000 subscribers, I remember, and you caught with me really fast.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got to like 30,000 before I was at 20,000. And I even remember messaging you saying one day we should do a collab. They ignored me next level.
Me?
No, ROAS. You were like, yeah, sometime might do. Ta-da.
But I did reply.
You did.
I did want to collab with a lot of people. I just never had like the right moment to do it.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I'm like, it'll be so cool to do a collab. And even after, it's crazy. Even when I started to grow, it was just it was nuts. I'm just like, man, okay, how? I'm like, I really wanted to collab with people and work with other people. It was just so like it was growing way too fast than what it should have.
Yeah, it's all, shit.
And now,
I've just found a lever on my chair. Pulled it. Ta-da.
So now I'm sitting at 130 and you're sitting at 230. So you passed me way out of the water.
Yeah, I wish we could all still do streaming apps. I wish it were a lot more relaxed, because everyone would be doing a lot better. We'd be able to bring a lot more free stuff, but it makes it so odd now. And there's still a lot of people doing APKs and things, but it's just a matter of time, like how long it'll last. If you want to secure your channel and make sure you've got it and you keep it, you've got to try and change things up a little bit and mix the titles, haven't you? So you're not targeting a proper keyword, so you're not going to rank for that.
Yeah, and it's hard because I've changed. Like my channel was just KODI. Like I went all the way up to 100,000 subscribers in just KODI. So for me, like, hey, I'm gonna do now even streaming apps. I'm just gonna do streaming apps or Android streaming boxes. The algorithm didn't like that anymore because they're just like, wait, you're doing something different. Wait, what's going on now? And even then, sometimes I had to be very careful with streaming apps. I'm like, damn it, now I got to change it again. So now I'm just like, you know what? Just do anything tech related. Let's just do all tech related and see where it goes. And I've been growing really, really, really slow. I think people are just like, dude, you used to do all these streaming apps. And I'm just like, I know, I get it, but YouTube don't like it. And I don't want to lose the channel.
I know, that's why I put a lot of reviews now I do on streaming apps. I do on website. I do it in like a blog form because you can't really do it on YouTube because it's taken down almost instantly, innit? And you're getting strikes and things and it's not worth it. Mm-hmm. So now you can only really do official apps. But like you said, when you're changing content, you've got to stick with that change. And you're going to see a drop in views and everything, aren't you, for a while? But eventually it should pick up, shouldn't it?
We hope.
We hope.
You do see a lot of channels that are like, they don't seem to get views on a popular subject, or subscriber count doesn't seem to go up, but the videos look decent.
Right.
It's strange when you see stuff like that.
Yeah, and that's kind of like what I'm doing, since it's so general tech related now. It's nothing. It's every like once a month I'll do my best streaming apps. And then after that, I'll be like, check out this smartwatch, check out these headphones, check out this tablet. Like I start doing anything tech related. And what's actually really interesting is it's kind of defeating. It kind of sucks. Like I'll put a video in a week, within a week, it's like, 300 views, 500 views. And I'm like, dang.
Yeah.
But what I've also noticed is that same video months from now will all of a sudden hit like 5,000, 10,000. I'm like, where's this coming from? And people are searching for this stuff. A lot of the times, especially now, they're like, hey, we have like Turtle Beach. We have this new 700 gaming headset for the new PS5 and the new Xbox Series X. I was like, okay, let me do the video. So I'll get like 500 or 600 views, and they're telling me, we don't care how many views you're getting right now. We care where it's going to be a year from now.
Yeah, your first initial views there from your followers who may show an interest in it, innit? Mm-hmm. It's as time goes on, that's when you like search terms are used. You were at that Techfluence as well, weren't you?
Yeah.
And they sent a pair of them. Are they One More headphones?
Yeah.
I got some of them, but I put them in, and they were like, well, they just sound like headphones. I don't really know how to tell you that. To be fair, they kept disconnecting. I'd have one ear in, and one ear wasn't working, and I can't really tell different. Well, you might because you play instruments and things, but to me, if I can hear it, then I'm all right. So whether it's £50 or 150, it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah. I love those headsets. So I typically use earbuds that go around the ear.
Yeah.
Like, cause that way, I like to go running a lot.
Yeah.
So I want to be sure if it comes loose, then it's still holding on right here.
I don't like them that shove in your ears.
Yeah. The ones that you just shove in there.
Yeah.
This one, I just barely leave it there and I'm good. But those One More, that was the first headset, earbuds that I was able to just put right there and it stayed.
Yeah.
And I went running. I'm like, let me go on a quick, like a sprint. Let me go out for a run. And I'm just like, whoa, I'm like, these things work great. Like I turned on the ANC, the noise cancellation, just to see how that works. Yeah. And I'm like, these are actually really nice. Like how they, and I've tried some garbage earbuds that are just, they're like, the sound is horrible. There's no bass. It sounds like crackling. I'm like, oh, and then they'll fall out of my ear. And
yeah.
So actually, I really did like those ones, but it's that whole pivot thing. Did you get anything else from Techfluence?
I'm getting the Turtle Beach headset and a Rocat keyboard and mouse.
Yeah,
because I need new anyway. But they're nice to. I'll have a test, and if I do think they're all worth buying, then I'll do a video on them. But if they're not, then don't do a video on them. But when it comes to slow views and things, have you tried doing anything any different to what other people are doing?
I'm preparing to do something different for the new year that I'm hoping people are gonna be like, oh yeah, it's Rohas. I've actually had a lot of comments that says, hey Rohas, I haven't seen you in a long time. And it's just like, I post a video every other day. Like I'm here all the time. But when you look at my thumbnails, you don't know if it's Rohas.
Yeah.
It's just, here's a product. So I've actually had several people tell me, and looking at your channel, like this is very, very smart. While you're changing, when you change your stuff and you're like, hey, I'm going to do something a little bit different. Like what's a good remote? Like you show your face and people are going to be like, oh, hey, that's freetech. I don't care what the review is. It's freetech. I want to watch it.
Because some people may just be scrolling down a suggested feed or a recommended, and if you haven't got your face on, then they may not know it's you. Well, some of the shit they send out to review those, unreal, innit?
Yeah.
So I got a remote, and it looked awful. I think I just thrown it in the bin. But they're like, can you do a dedicated video on that? And some things, it's mainly from Chinese brands. They expect you to review anything. How do you review a remote that's just a remote that's not appealing to anybody? I don't know. But I think you've done a good thing with the live shows. That's different.
Yeah.
You know, you do live shows on each other's channels.
Well,
Yeah,
there's
we take
lots
turns.
of people who've done live shows together. I mean, we're pretty consistent with it. We do it every week. I'd like to think that what we do is pretty different. But what do you find different with our live shows?
Well, why is the other people in streaming community that do live shows often?
There's a couple people, you know, like that have done shows and they jump back and forth and stuff like that. But
But you do consistent live shows. You're getting like a steady subscriber number viewing every week, aren't you? And things.
yeah. It was
So
just something that we just started and it just happened.
Yeah. And that's what I mean with being different. You've done something different, and there's only really you that do it. Well, the ones that I know from streaming, I mean,
Yeah.
obviously loads of YouTubers that do live streams and things, yeah. But I mean, streaming wise, there's only really you that do it. Because I was going to do the same, and then I thought, now because it's like I'm copying rohas and next level, I'm not going to do it.
Go for it. Just do it. I think
it, man. Don't let we shouldn't be a reason why people don't do something.
You can't though, because you spend that much time trying to figure out something else to try and do, or try and find a different thing to try and do, and it just ends up putting a heavier workload on you, and it takes your mind off your main thing, and then you end up scattering and not getting one thing done on your main platform. And I've tried loads of different things and it just doesn't happen.
You know, I think I don't want to say the reason, but when we change or we pivot what we make our videos on, it's our mentality that needs to change, because we're so used to posting videos about a streaming app, and streaming apps, you have to watch it that day, right? Because tomorrow it could have an update. It could change. Tomorrow it could be gone. Tomorrow it could have a new name. Tomorrow's a whole new universe in the streaming world, right? So people have that mentality already. Oh, there's a new video on an application. There's a new video on a new application. We have to watch it today. Versus you doing a video on the Turtle Beach headset, which that depends on the market. Oh, Xbox came out in 3 months from now with a new console. I'm going to search headsets for it. That's it. It's going to get the views. It's just when is different. So we shouldn't be discouraged if we drop a video now and it gets 10% of the views that we used to. It's a different market and a different mentality that we have to go into YouTube with now, I think.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I found that with the turn your Fire Stick into an absolute beast video, it plateaued, and then I think it was just after release of Fire Stick Lite and 3rd gen, and then it started ranking and getting like 10,000 views a day. And then you're like, where are these coming from? Why is that happening? And then, like you said, it's another search term, innit?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas with a streaming app, if they're looking at a thumbnail that says version 1.0, but it's now on 2.1, they're not going to watch that video, are they?
Right. It's like one of my more popular videos was how to put a TV service on an Xbox.
Yeah.
It's different, and I completely forgot about it, but every time I check my stats, it's like, oh, it's making a couple views. Sounds good.
Yeah. The thing that I like is seeing comments, you know, engaging with people. And you see a lot of people that do a video and you look in the comment section and they don't really respond. But that's something I like about it. I like that you've helped somebody or give them your opinion on something. It's helped them make a decision. And don't see subscribers as a number. You see them more as they're actually following. They're watching they're taking time out their day to watch you. Mm-hmm. And you're potentially helping them make decisions on things. And that's what I like about YouTube.
I like the idea of building a community that can help each other. But my problem with YouTube is that you can't really help somebody through YouTube. They can comment, but most times people don't know how to ask for help properly, right? So most of my conversations that I have are outside of YouTube. And I know that YouTube doesn't like that. They would rather me be having huge long threads of comments on my actual videos. But I can't post pictures and I can't send them a video showing how to do something.
Well, what do you all use? Do you use Telegram or?
That's what I use personally. I tried Facebook, but I had 10,000 people in my Facebook group and they shut it down. Almost 10,000.
Facebook's very, very, like, they're bad with copyright, aren't they? Even if you're not really breaching anything.
Yeah, they don't care.
Guidelines, they just still shut you down. I've been using Discord, and that's really good because you can have different. Can you have different categories in Telegram?
I mean, you can have different Telegram groups if you want for certain things, but
yeah,
not as organized as Discord, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people have got Telegram, haven't they, as well?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what we do is, so like we have, I got the Rohas, I got the Rohas reviews group, and there's a lot of people there that constantly there. We could go on certain days of just people asking questions about stuff, and sometimes it's not like products. It could just be like, hey, you talked about something like that's running a little bit better or more powerful or streaming easier, and then people just. What I like the most about YouTube is not only can we build that communication and you're talking to somebody and you're helping them, but you're also like teaching others to do the exact same thing. Like just because it's my channel doesn't mean I'm right and I know all the answers. And that I always say to my video, at the end of my videos, I always say, you guys take care and take care of each other, because I want people to read a comment and be like, hey, let me take care of this guy because I know
help each other. Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. So I think it's cool, and I think it's the communities that we build is pretty cool, and you built a really, really good one too.
Yeah, I love the banter. Me, they all have a laugh with me. They all take the piss out of me and tell me jokes and things, and I love my comment section. Everyone on there, even the bellends, they give me a bit of a kick. They give me a laugh.
What do you when you started, or if you are still doing it, the pivot from streaming applications, where have you kind of started moving to, or where is freetech going?
Well, it's still like, I think it's last month or two I've been more on streaming devices and more tech, but I'm still. You see a lot of people with streaming apps, they'll release the same video like every couple of weeks or every month, release the same video with the same app. But I try to wait until, if there's something new, then I'm still going to cover streaming, but obviously we can't cover third-party streaming as such. But then mainly just devices, just being honest though, rather than being like more inclined to give it a good review because somebody sent it me for free or somebody's paying. I want to be the one that, if they send me a device, they're confident that it's going to be a good device. And then I'll be the one that says if it's dog shit or if it's decent, building a reputation around that rather than just doing a review of it.
Now, did you ever think that you were going to create a YouTube channel?
No.
Now, if you thought you were going to create a YouTube channel, or if you were going to create a different style of YouTube channel, what do you think it might be on if it wasn't streaming?
See, you don't know now, because when you've started YouTube, we all try and set up a different YouTube channel.
Uh-huh.
And you try daft videos, you try gaming, you try... Well, that's only two things I've tried, to be honest. Just like, I can't remember. I was doing videos of the Yorkshire accent, and what other one? I've tried, like I said, I tried gaming, and it don't feel right, because when you start YouTube and you're that used to doing one style of video, for us is streaming, when you try doing something else, you'll watch it back and it don't look right because you don't present the same.
Because we spend so many hours rewatching our videos, and listening to ourselves and watching our reactions and cutting and clipping, and you're like, okay, I should be saying it like this. And now you're in a completely different scenario, in a different chair, doing something completely different. You're like, who is this guy?
Nobody criticizes yourself more than yourself, because I'm terrible for that.
100%.
Yeah. So this is the part of the show where we always ask the guest if there's anything you want to say, if you want to shout yourself out, if you could tell the people where to find you, if you can tell the listeners anything to close it out. Let's go ahead and start wrapping it up. So whatever you want to say, freetech, go for it.
Just take care, look after each other, and don't be bellends. That's it.
You know, on behalf of Rohas, myself, Beyond the Streams, I have to say a huge thank you for joining us today on the podcast. A lot of our followers, a lot of our listeners were like, when is freetech going to be on? And I'm sure you've seen it when you join on our live streams.
Oh, yeah, it's my pleasure to come on this. I've enjoyed it. And like we said, beginning of next year, we'll do another one when there's other things to talk about.
I'm looking forward to it. Just like I'm looking forward to freetech's top 12 jokes of 2020.
Yeah, message me that one on Twitter because I'll forget. It's late. I'm tired.
I will.
I'll forget.
I will. For sure.
So again, I just want to say, freetech, thank you for coming onto the show. Anybody out there listening, or if you're on the audio side or on the video side on YouTube, check the description. We will have links on freetech's YouTube channel. Make sure you guys subscribe to him. He's got a lot of really, really good, solid information. He is brutally honest with his stuff. He's not going to sugarcoat it. Well, he'll sugarcoat it with some jokes in the beginning. So make sure you do check that out. So with all that being said, you guys take care of each other.
And stay humble and be patient. And we'll see you guys on the next one.
Ta-da.
Peace. Ta-da. Ta-da.